So today, this morning, I came heavily onto my period again, having done my usual, hoping that I'll never have one again, which I do any time that I get a reasonable break in between periods. Anyway, that was not to be, and I've got one again, and diarrhea, and the main point is that it ties in with Vivid. Have got they do this thing where they just keep showing up, just keep showing up, just keep showing up, and they say I'm not not doing appointments, but they aren't even appointments that are pre-arranged. But at least I know in my head they're not. Then they do this thing every so often. They chuck a date at me, and there isn't long enough to get hold of them to cancel it, and I'm heavily bleeding with miscarriage level bleeding, and I know that I can't do it, and I wasn't able to get through to them on the phone. It just went to like a deadline and things, and it's not that easy to even brave up to do a phone call to them once. And my husband and carer is supposed to be trying to ring them as well, and they were supposed to be ringing him back anyway, but obviously he keeps getting fobbed off, and we keep having to say over and over again that he is still my husband and carer. Anyway, I had this bit where it just went like silent on the other end, like there could have been someone there could have not. So I said my piece in case it was some sort of answer phone, in case I was being recorded, or in case someone was secretly there. But basically, I couldn't tell. It didn't seem like hold. There was no music. There was nothing indicating that I was on hold. So that was what I did. But I've got one more day. If it's not cancelled by the end of the day, I've got one more day on Monday, and I have to convince them that I can't do it, which I can't do it. And there's also a suspicion that because of lots of the poisoning that they're doing with the air and things, and there were a couple of incidents which have happened where water pressure was being played with externally and things, and sort of a couple of days ago, and the gas was being turned back on and things, all externally. But anyway, there are various things, but the upshot is I've got a suspicion, and my husband and carer and I have a suspicion which is difficult to prove, but that they are actually behind some of the fact that I'm getting the symptoms with my bleeding. Particularly, there have been so many times, and we know that they've got ability to interfere from the little room next door with the toilet system. There have been so many times when I've lost more blood when I first got up than I did in the entire night before, and that's happened multiple times. Anyway, it's very, very hard to explain, and it makes me sound very, very paranoid. It's very difficult to prove, so I'm not even sure I should be talking about that aspect of it. But there are a lot of dark things going on, and put it this way, out of all the people in this building, I am the one who is I'm just ill and not coping. I'm the one who there is the least cause to investigate me. There are people who are into all sorts of things, who are into drugs, who are into crime, who are into all sorts of things in this building. I can't go that much into it because some of it's speculation, but I am least I am the least person that needs to be investigated, as it were. I'm the least criminal person in this building, I would guess. I mean, okay, that's quite a claim, but you know, in general, basically, there are a lot of people who could do with investigating, and I wouldn't be top of the list if it was based on logic in any way. So yeah, anyway, basically this has got a little bit longer now, this recording, and I'm not sure where it's exactly going, whether I'm making sense, but yeah, it's again, it's a record of what is going on, and that is why I'm recording it. But yeah, so basically, as I say, I've got the IBS as well as the heavy and this is only the first day, so it's going to get worse, and I'm on pins back and forth, and also my feet, which I've got a lot of mobility problems. My feet are at their worst. There's lots of things that are at their worst, and it's like if you could pick a worse time for them to escalate it, basically, and we're going to take it to the next level now. We've done not all the sort of just keep bang on the doors and ring, and it's like, and most of the tests they're on about are actually supposed to be quite, they're quite just regulation. They're just using everything and saying it's no access, which they had a lot of access last year, a lot, and some of their access was especially in relation to the boiler, was the very reason that the boiler, I'm not in a hurry to have the boiler put back on, and the gas was capped, and anyway, there's so many issues, but to pick on somebody who's as vulnerable as me, who they actually know that at some points they've made me suicidal, they literally, they don't care at all what they're doing. They've got no decency, no moral responsibility, nothing. So yeah, it's really shocking, disappointing, appalling, anyway, yeah, there's that. So Vivid, just stop being bullies, but they won't, because that's what they do. So yeah, and I think that a specific mention at this point should be given to Kirsty, who, that's what she calls herself, whether that's her name, who knows, but she doesn't give a last name as well, but not that I've ever heard anyway. But yeah, Kirsty from Vivid in Basingstoke, she is an appalling person. I'm sorry, she just is. And so yeah, at this point her behaviour is completely unacceptable, and I cannot refrain from mentioning somebody by name who behaves as appallingly as she has done. She should be accountable, and if anything happens to me, I hope that she will be, and many others.